Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Sunday, February the 23rd. Starting at the top of the board with the Bruins, Hampus Lindholm, who's been out for a while, months. It is reported now that he is likely done for the season. He had surgery for a fractured patella, so sounds painful. All the best to Lindholm in his recovery. I like Hampus Lindholm. It's definitely hurt Boston not having him out there. The idea was to have Lindholm and McAvoy play them both a ton of minutes and, and then profit. And yeah, it has not worked out that way for Boston this season. Lindholm's been out a lot. McAvoy's missed some time as well. And so here's to hoping Lindholm is ready to go for October for the start of next season. The Islanders getting healthier. Pulock coming back, and Mayfield is also expected to play tonight for the New York Islanders. They've been decimated on their blue line with injuries over the last couple of months. That seems to be getting better. Good news for them and some of the defensemen who've stepped in during this point in time as well. Good news for them too, because they should have upped their trade value just before the trade deadline, which is only 12 days away. JJ Mosier returns for Tampa. Mosier missing an extended period of time, which is not like Mosier. But yeah, JJ Mosier coming back for Tampa as they host the Seattle Kraken today. All the best to Mosier. I like Mosier. I know the Sergachev trade still favors Utah, but I like Mosier. I think he's a good defenseman, and we'll see how things go for him in his return for Tampa. So there are 2 injured Tkachuks coming out of the Four Nations tournament, and this is part of the reason why GMs and owners wouldn't really be all that excited about, all these big tournaments where guys can get hurt, guys that they're paying. They're being paid, $7, $8, $9, $10 million a year to play National Hockey League hockey. So I'm sure for owners and general managers, seeing players get hurt at a tournament that's not what they're being paid for probably irks them at least a bit. Matthew Tkachuk is going to be evaluated over the next couple of days. It looks like he could be out for a while, which could negatively impact Florida's chances of winning the division. And who knows? Who knows how this is going to affect the rest of his season. So I'll jump down here too, because not only is Matthew Tkachuk out, but Brady Tkachuk, he could miss more after missing last night's game against Montreal, joining the Walking Wounded with the Ottawa Senators. He could miss games beyond this as well. The hope is he'll be back for the Wednesday game against Winnipeg, but that's the hope at this stage. So he got injured at Four Nations as well. Players were playing through injuries at Four Nations that I don't think they would have for their National Hockey League team, which is it's one of those things that as a general manager you'd probably be pretty frustrated with that. Well, wait, he had a hurt shoulder and he went out and played. And I've definitely seen some comments already. I know with Tkachuk, I did see a comment. I think it was from Paul Maurice saying that our guys will take a look. The Boston Bruins with the McAvoy injury clearly didn't seem to be happy with how Team USA, which was using, I believe it was Minnesota's trainers and staff, for all that, they didn't seem to like the way that was handled. So there are some things to clear up before we have another one of these tournaments, and that might be one of them. That if a player isn't healthy enough to play for a National Hockey League team for a regular season game, they probably shouldn't be playing in a tournament either. But anyways, that's a whole other discussion I'm sure we'll have plenty of. So speaking of one really popular topic, Gary Bettman. There you go. But Gary Bettman is going to announce all the first round draft picks on the, I believe it's Friday that the draft gets started, which is June 27th. It's a decentralized draft this year, so we'll have the picks. Gary Bettman's going to be at the central location, but all of the teams, their staffs, are basically going to be back doing it remotely. Same ways like the NFL draft. I believe the NBA draft's handled that way as well. So the NHL going to a decentralized model, which saves them some money. We'll see how it looks on TV. We'll see how this all goes. But yeah, Bettman is going to be announcing all the first round draft picks. He said hopefully the names aren't too difficult to pronounce, because that's going to be his job. And I would think day 2 it'll probably be Bill Daly. I would think that would do that. I don't think Bettman's going to be announcing all the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I don't think that's going to be happening. But at any rate, let me know your thoughts about the decentralized draft and how you think it's going to come across on TV. Yesterday's game, so the game between Buffalo and the Rangers, the feed that I had available to me was the Rangers feed. I didn't see that Rob Ray got struck with the puck. Apparently, he uttered a 4-letter word. It was fork. He said, if you watch The Good Place, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Rob Ray's okay. He took a puck to the head. He's always in between benches for the Buffalo broadcasts. Swore loudly when the puck struck him. He did need stitches as well. I don't blame him for swearing. I would have done the exact same thing. And it just shows, guy's tough. He didn't break. He didn't break character, I guess is the way of putting it. He stayed with the game and just, yeah, no, I got hit in the head with the puck. It's not the first time it's happened to him. Probably won't be the last either. But at any rate, he was okay. And obviously Buffalo had a really good game. So if you're a Sabres fan, are you thinking, okay, so every time Rob Ray gets hit in the head with a puck, we win 8-2? Because I don't think that's something that Rob Ray would be all that happy with. Either way, victories are good for Buffalo, and maybe they can start stringing some together. One player on waivers today, that's Juuso Valimaki for the Utah Hockey Club. I'm not surprised Valimaki's necessarily on waivers. I'd be mildly surprised if he passes through waivers. I think Valimaki can still be a useful third pairing defenseman, and he's young enough that I think a team could take a chance and pick him up. So we'll see if he clears waivers tomorrow. But with the trade deadline being as close as it is, almost any move that gets made, you have to think about what this is going to do for the trade deadline. So let's say a team picks up Valimaki. Well, now that's an extra space that Utah would have in terms of contracts and all that. So just one of those things to keep an eye on. So the game that's taking place now between Washington and the Oilers, Alex Ovechkin has scored goals number 880 and 881. So he is now 13 goals away from tying Gretzky, 14 goals away from being the all-time goals leader. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I think he's going to do it this year. But they've got, I think after today, I think it's 25 games left, and he needs 13 goals in 25 games. He can do that. He can absolutely do that. It would be interesting to see him get that goal number 895 on the 80. Let's just say for the final game of the season, he gets goal number 895, and then the Capitals go into the playoffs. Might make for a good story. So we'll see if he gets there, but I mean, he's going to get there at some point. It's just a matter whether it's late this season or early next season. I've been saying throughout this year, I think it'll be early next season. But the 2 goals today, it's that close, right? And it feels like, yeah, with the 2 goals today, and if he can keep scoring at that rate, you just never know. So the city of Los Angeles obviously has gone through a lot with the fires. They're having a charity game today, so I wanted to mention it here because it just started getting advertised on the north side of the border. I don't know how much press it's getting elsewhere. It's an LA Strong benefit game taking place today at 6 o'clock Eastern, which is 3 o'clock Pacific. It's on ESPN2, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus as well in the US, and there's other services. I think Hulu, it's on there as well. Sportsnet 360 is carrying it in Canada, which means if you have Sportsnet Plus, you should be able to catch the game as well. Some pretty big celebrities associated with this game, and we'll see what kind of money that it raises. I know when we were flying into LA, you could see some of the damaged areas, and it's something to see. But at any rate, hopefully they can raise a good amount of money and they can get all of that rebuilt. And yeah, so there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. I will talk to you again soon.